In this 5-minute review, we're going to talk about the steps to the scientific method. Start by outlining the steps, take you through the process using an example from sports psychology, and you'll see me make some connections throughout all of research and statistics throughout the whole video. Enjoy! The actual steps of the scientific method depends on what source you're looking at. I'm using Thomas et al., but you could find a different book. The names might be different. Ultimately, the steps are essentially the same. At step 1, you're going to focus on developing the problem. Step 2 is formulating a hypothesis. In step 3, you're going to gather data. And step 4, analyze and interpret the results. While it looks linear, in reality, the scientific method is pretty cyclical in nature, because we often see that steps 3 and 4 send us right back to step 1. The first step is to pick a topic that is professionally and personally interesting. So maybe I'm a track coach and I want to look at team cohesion amongst relay teams. What I need to do next is get into the literature, learn about the theory, look about previous research and what's been done, pick out variables that are important and interesting relative to the topic. Then I'm going to really dig on how has it been studied before. I might look at and find what instruments have been used and what's their reliability and validity. So I'm going to look at the group environment questionnaire, which is the gold standard for measuring team cohesion. I'll look up typical inclusion-exclusion protocol for subjects. I might look up what are procedures that have been done in the past. How have people done this correctly? So with cohesion, you don't actually want to study it past the first month of a season because otherwise performance is too important. I wouldn't know that unless I looked at how it's been done before. In step 2, I now have to narrow that topic into a purpose statement that's useful. Do relay teams have more cohesion than sprinters who aren't on relay teams? And I'm going to pick my population to be Division III women's track and field teams. Next, I have to come up with a research design that's going to address that purpose statement. So for me, that's going to be an ex post facto design because I need something that is going to allow me to compare, but I don't have to manipulate the independent variable, and ex post facto is the right choice. Finally, I needed to find a testable hypothesis driven by my topic, informed by the theory, logic, and literature, and answered by that ex post facto research design. For me, that's going to be no significant mean vector difference is expected in the GEQ between relay sprinters and non-relay female sprinters. In step 3, I have to go ahead and collect some data. So I first have to get IRB approval, make sure I'm good to go, recruit participants, and that means picking out a sampling methodology. For me, I'm going to pick volunteer sampling. Conduct a power analysis to find out just how many participants do I need for my study. Since I'm going to do an independent groups MANOVA and I want 80% power, that's going to be approximately 196 sprinters I'm recruiting. Then I'm going to test the participants according to that IRB approved methodology that's informed by my research design. In the last step, I need to analyze my data and interpret my results. I'm going to start off by preparing my data set through data cleaning and data screening. Then I need to analyze that data in an objective and systematic manner. Hopefully I've made a lot of really good choices at the proposal stage. Describe my results in a results section using the appropriate visualization of data through tables and graphs, giving good informative information in the results section, and then interpreting those results in light of theory, science, and literature that I'm going to find in those articles I read. That's going to maybe connect to cohesion theory, some social identity perspective, and then I can tie in some other studies that have done similar type of work. Finally, I'm going to find out that I have new questions, and that's what's going to send me on this process all over again. So maybe I might want to know, does gender play a role? Maybe male sprinters are going to have different outcomes than females. So those are going to be the steps to the scientific method. I hope you enjoyed the review.